Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to Phil's Recap and Review. This is for The Walking Dead, Season 11, the final season, Episode 10, New Haunts, the review, breakdown, recap review, or I'm calling this episode Halloween Boredom. I don't know. I'm usually trying to come out here and battle my my esteemed co-host who's with me tonight, Joe Dirty Locks, of course. But I can't lie. This episode did not do much for me. I don't want to be too down off the bat. I did enjoy a couple things about the episode. I enjoyed the Carol, little Carol short that we had in the middle of Carol in the wine cellar. But for the most part, I feel like this episode was a worse version of the Alexandria episode that we got when everyone got to Alexandria for the first time.
How the fuck did you enjoy that Carol thing? It was exactly the same as that. Who was the dude hanging on the shit pipe in a small little fucking basement, like small,
dude?
Little,
I'm picking through poopy, Joe. I'm picking through poopy.
He's super knee fucking deep in, right? When like 3 fucking zombies appear all stealth again out of fucking nowhere. Are you kidding? Like, just this was a tough one. This was a tough one for me because this was, in some ways, they needed to do a lot of exposition, and it wasn't subtle. They just threw a lot at us. We got to meet our new governor, Governor Pamela Milton, Governor 2, Electric Boogaloo. And what else do we do in this episode? We had a Halloween dance. I see Joe hurting. I'm gonna keep him hostage here, but we're gonna make it through here. But I think the worst offense in this episode to me, as we're being introduced to the Commonwealth, is I don't feel the scope. There was a line in this episode where the guy that was the sons of the Harpy of the Commonwealth that was freaking out at one point in the episode and saying there's thousands of us, and then Pamela turned to the other dick and said, is there thousands of them? And he's like, no. So there's thousands of people in the Commonwealth. I haven't gotten any conceptual understanding of scope. There's thousands of people who are fed up with the Commonwealth.
Okay, so there's lots. So how many people are in the goddamn Commonwealth? I feel like we've got no scope of the Commonwealth. How big is this thing, and how many people are in it? I feel like all we know is, and maybe that's the point.
There's no visibility for the workers. There's a big slave fucking group somewhere.
I guess, but because of all of that, shouldn't I be interested? Shouldn't they have hooked me into wanting to know more about the situation?
No, because what have we gotten that's like really Daryl,
Daryl's as entertaining as a doorknob on my screen right now. I'm sorry.
What's the point if they're infiltrating?
I got a drink.
If they're infiltrating for some reason to see what's going on and they're only taking it slow, or whatever the bullshit happens to be, right? Like, you've already seen more than enough to know that this isn't the place for you guys. Like, really, I just don't have anything to say.
And honestly, Joe, that's the problem with me with this episode too. We're going to go through it a little bit, but I just have a lot of trouble. I try to come out here. Someone called me out in the comment section in the middle of the week. You try to come out and say something positive every week, and God bless you for trying to do that. And I do, but there's not much in this episode that I enjoyed. This definitely was a paint by numbers kind of, we need to, and for a final season when you're trying to bring an audience back and galvanize an audience to get behind an episode and get excited, I can argue with you last week that it might have been a shit episode. You can say it's all the same, and I can't argue with you on those points, but I can say I was entertained last week by the disaster that I saw on screen. Tonight put me to sleep. Tonight was boring exposition that we didn't need, that you can just already have been done with the story. If you're going to move along the story and scenes, we usually don't talk about scenes from next week. If scenes from next week are Eugene trying to figure out a conspiracy in the higher echelons of this organization, why not just interwove that into the story? Like,
just it's immediately
dog
like
shit.
anything around this place is straight bullshit, dog shit, like bad taste in anybody's mouth. How do you watch this kid run around, this guy run around, behave the way he does, and entertain that people would at this point in a society be like, yeah, right, that guy is the right one to lead. That he should get a pass because his mom's who his mom is.
Oh, you mean
behaving the way he's behaving,
the young son dick.
Yeah, right. Like no, what like. I don't, and like we're all just be put into where we're put in. Nobody will say anything. She's that out of touch with fucking reality that she didn't know there was huge discontent in the working class throughout all of fucking history.
They're only figuring it out now when our new group is in town. For the very first time, we finally, because our group is now the only capable people in the entire fucking world, except for that other dude. I kind of like the leader of the stormtroopers. He's the only new character that seems interesting to me.
You remember what he's from, right? Limitless series.
Oh, he was on Limitless. He was on Limitless TV. Is that why I inherently like? Oh yeah, he was his partner. He was like his butt. Yeah. Okay, that's why I inherently like the actor, because I know him from a show I liked, and I think he's at least like his character is at least mildly engaging on screen, and it's the same thing I would say about.
I don't understand how this dude's like. Yes, these leaders have made all like, even this guy. Like, I don't understand.
I don't understand either.
I don't even know what to say to like describe why, like, in my brain none of this happens, because in my brain,
Joe, in my brain,
like, I don't tolerate that in this society. So I guess like I die or kill everybody that annoys me in this place, because like it's not happened. Like I see from the 1 hour this season and the whatever time last season they've given us of this place, I see absolute zero difference, with the exception of we've got ice cream, right?
Ice cream.
This place.
We've got haunted houses.
Any of the other communities
that I mean, Joe,
that including Alexandria when we first came up,
including Negan's whole savior place, like, which seemed like it had seemed like it had the most scope. If this is supposed to be the biggest of all the places, to me, it hasn't been depicted on screen yet. Let's open up to the live motherfucking chat that we have with us tonight. We got Atari Dad said probably the highlight of the episode, and that Walking Dead's doing this more in the soundtrack, and I don't know where the decision came from, but I don't mind it. We get a Motorhead song in this episode. We get the whole we get the whole Muppet Babies picking out the records section of, which again, in a better episode, I wouldn't have minded. I like the actress as a child actor that plays Judith. She's good enough as a child actor, and those scenes were relatively okay. Again, I know you're shaking your head, but in a better episode with a better A plot, that shit doesn't bother me as much. If you just have
that shit is like, honestly, don't forget about Judith.
Yeah, we got a lot of don't forget about. Did
we need to have Judith and Judith scenes in any of the last episodes, right? When they want us to get to know a whole community of other fucking people, right? Like,
she's the only Grimes left.
I guess Judith is like one of the connecting points between our people and those people. Anyway.
She's the only Grimes left.
I didn't care one way or the other about the Judas shit. But Atari Dad, I was gonna say something like that. Like, he doesn't do anything. He's probably just a royal rich boy. So why isn't he put to work too? Because Mama probably said, "Oh well, he's an advisor."
Sebastian.
And now he doesn't have to do anything, so he just runs around like a spoiled rich boy whose mother protects him from having to do anything. Which is why it doesn't make any fucking sense to me why anybody would be okay with this shit. And if he is doing anything, why would you want a person that acts and behaves like this doing anything in your new government? That, like, so he's just appointed to it? Like, the rest of the community has no say?
It's a monarchy.
I have to go dig ditches. I have to go wash dishes. I have to go fucking kill zombies. And this dude gets to run around and yell at all of us and
get
do
him
nothing.
now.
Like, it doesn't make any sense that people would be like, and then this woman and her family come walking out and people fucking applaud her. Why? Because her dad was it her dad or her grandfather was the president of the United States? So she just wants to continue this, like, I'm rich and I am powerful and I don't have to do anything. Everybody else will do it for me. Like, it doesn't make any sense that this is a thing that's okay. Like,
it doesn't make sense that this is a
like,
thing.
that this is what you decide to write like this deep in the zombie apocalypse, that this community would even have survived this long, that it would have even taken this long for
and we've
people
got
to be like, fuck you, I ain't sweeping no goddamn streets anymore, I ain't fucking cleaning your toilet while you sit around and do nothing, pretend to be a fucking lawyer in this society. No, I just hit the dude with a fucking baseball bat, done. That's it. Our problems are solved.
It's called Neganing people. So
a lot of this shit is really fucking foolish, and this episode wasn't entertaining. There was nothing exciting about it. The action for Carol really sucked. The Judith shit was just no comment, because it was whether it was there or not or whenever, it was no different than absolutely any other fucking Judith scene. Just completely fucking bland and boring. What am I fucking missing? The Carol shit?
We'll get to it in a second. You're missing Joe. You're missing the exciting Rosita and Daryl joining the stormtrooper stuff.
Like, so are they infiltrating? Are they?
No.
Oh, we'll see what's going on. We'll really see what's going on here if we join this group.
No, they're ingrained. We already know from the fast forward that Daryl is full team stormtrooper eventually, but.
And that shit don't make any sense. He'd be the first one to be like, "Fuck this little rich boy, I'm gonna hit." Like,
no,
really,
he caved in. That was
should have done. No. What Daryl should have done in that moment was stab this dude in the fucking face, right? And then stab dude number 2 in the fucking face, and be like, "Dude, I don't know. I got there too late, man. They were all stabbing each other in the face when I rolled up in that fucking hallway." Like, that's exactly what should have fucking happened. Problem fucking solved. If that scene had played out that way, fucking Daryl, oh no, I didn't do a good job. You did a good job. Now you'll give me a fucking blowjob in the shower later, right? Wink, wink. Are you kidding me? Like, no. Fucking stab them both in the face. You've dealt with enough of these fucking people over the last however many years. Instead, your whole fucking life, Daryl, to know that you just stabbed that kid in the fucking face, and then you look at the guy that you're holding, that you're bringing in, and you say, "Sorry, you gotta die now too," and you stab him in the fucking face.
So Joe, Daryl tried a different tactic. He did, instead of tin cup going for the gold, he decided to lay it up and give the little rich douche a thing.
Dude, learn a fucking lesson some point in the 7 years or however many years.
He's trying.
12 years. Like,
he's trying. Well, Joe, let's get into the live chat and see what some of our friends have to say. Tari Dead says, guess they couldn't afford the Aerosmith Eat the Rich song. Chalkboy, great to see you. Great to see Jay. Bernie stopped in just to say, Michael Keaton won a SAG award tonight, Joe. Chalkboy says, trying to do the Leonardo DiCaprio Romeo and Juliet. Tari Dead says, I kind of wish I read the comics so I could know whether the current story is more down to the showrunners or source material, thinking maybe a little bit of both. Tari Dad says, I really haven't heard anything bad about the Commonwealth arc in the comics, but I haven't really heard anything good either. Chalkboy says, things could be nice if you don't have Governor Preemy and Negan trying to take over. We got Tony Pajamas in the live chat. We got Iron Throne in the chat. Tony Pajamas. I'm gonna fucking Atari Dead. I know it's a bit about this arc ends, and I'll say it's different than previous arcs. It's a subversion. Okay, interesting. Chalkboy says the Commonwealth run is Susan Powder. Stopped Insanity. I don't think things could be nice. Sorry, I lost the chat for a second. Hey, everybody. Great to see you. Judith's new friends got good taste in music. I will say that. Judith, that's what I was going to say. That part, the fact that we had some Motorhead and got some decent taste in music and some records, that was awesome. Hey, Jake. Sounds like I missed a 10 out of 10 episode, says Jay. It's a 10 diarrhea burritos and burning poops out of 10. I am Negan, says John Haymaker. Your guest in the comics probably had similar issues with the arc. Lizard says, in her speech, she said her dad built this place, so she's kind of inherited it. It's back to being run by a queen and a spoiled prince.
You might remember my dad
as president.
Time in the White House, right?
Right. And then
you said my dad.
My dad. So this place is created, and I think the father was alive at a point in time. He was who was being painted, right? Was like a picture of her father.
So after the fall, they came here, and he built this place, and then got killed or died somewhere along.
Or Pamela killed him to take over the. I'm gonna go with the most interesting.
The dude, like, I'm guessing this was a Republican president.
Oh, whatever. So
I know, I'm just kidding.
So in her speech, Judith is 26 by now, is Jay Lizard ranting across the zombie universe. I'm like, what the fuck about Daryl? If you look at Daryl season 1 and beyond, he doesn't listen or take commands from anyone, even Negan. So why is he fucking being a soldier? That's basically what Joe was saying, Lizard.
It makes no sense for Daryl at all to have been like, oh yes, someone who has lived most of his life away from a society or in like the woods or whatever, even when he was a kid from backstory shit, right? To like the guy who, when all of his family and close people were actually like trying to build after Rick's disappearance, he goes and lives off in the fucking woods alone because he really can't stand people. But now he's like, woohoo, big city fucking living. Here comes Daryl. Like,
moving on up. Joe, we have a super chat from Tom P. Says, hey, Phil and Joe, been watching y'all for...
I guess no time like the present to try something
new. Tom P. says, hey, Phil and Joe, been watching y'all forever. Really catch it live. I also went from being a huge fan to hating this show. Thank you for the laughs. And Tom P., thank you for the super chat donation. Let me get you up on here. We're going to spin the wheel of fun for you and see what you get. Let's spin the wheel. Wait, play me music here. Here we go. Press your luck. Let's see where it goes. No whammies. No whammies. It landed on Phil Drink. Phil Drink. So here we go. I gotta get over there. I gotta take a drink for Tom. Thank you so much, Tom, for the super chat donation. And we're lucky to have so many folks that check us out, whether you're always able to comment or join us every time. We've been doing this for a good amount of time, so it's amazing to have been able to share some of the silly times, good shows, bad shows all together. Toast to you, Tom, for the super chat. It means more than you know, my friend. Gross. That's the last shot of vodka. I'm gonna have to drink Jameson after this. Here we go. Let me go back to here. So let's get back in the chat. Let's clear the chat. This show has drug on so long. Judith seems to be 34 by now. I think she's supposed to be 12 or 13. Jay asked how old she was. 10 to 13. Would you say that, Joe? Judith? I think you're muted. Or
yeah, we'll say 11.
11. Okay. We'll go with that. We got Ian. Thank you. CJ Ritchie. Wow. It's great to see CJ Ritchie. It has been a while, my friend. Great to see you in the live chat. Jay says we're going to rock down. We're going to rock on to Electric Zombie Avenue. Get the people dying. John Haymaker. Here we go. Hey, great to see CJ Ritchie. I think the only reason Daryl is falling in line now is because of Judith, which is why we did all those Judith scenes. I agree. We see those scenes to kind of show him going into dad mode or going into guardian mode and trying to ingrain himself into the community to give Judith a normal life. I think all of that was inherently attempted, but it's just, Joe, 1 second. Walking Dead isn't subtle enough to pull that shit off. So it comes off really boring and like nothing burgers. But yes, you're right. That was what they were trying to do. They're trying to show parallels and shit. It just didn't work. Joe, sorry.
Those scenes didn't come off any different than they always have between him and Judith, him and his niece. Michonne's been gone now for quite some fucking time, and he still showed no fucking care in the world to get the fuck up and go with Maggie to go get food for however many weeks away from Judith. Plus whatever other fucking times, he decided to get up and fucking walk away since Michonne's been gone. Like, if that's the case, then why wouldn't you have been like, this This little girl doesn't leave my side fucking ever. Nobody can teach her better than Michonne was doing or Rick was doing, except me. I don't want her, 2 feet from my side if she's going to be my fucking responsibility. So, like, are you kidding me? Like, it's just, even that really doesn't fit so much.
John Haymaker says Joe kind of sounds like David Attell. I can hear that. I guess there was probably similar plot with Rick and Carl in the comics. Did Daryl bathe? It looks like everyone bathed but Daryl. Iron Throne, they follow the Dunkin' Egg guidelines once a month. You need it. Fractal Curve, finally catching us live. Ooh, we've got a voicemail alert. Voicemail alert, Joe. Here's our first voicemail of the evening from area code 403.
Hi, it's Jay. I'd like to dedicate a song to The Walking Dead. You're going to guess the title of the song, and I'm going to give you the artist. The artist is Ugly Kid Joe, and it's from 1992. Dedicated to you, Walking Dead, because that's how much what I think. Yeah.
And I hate everything about Daryl. And I hate
the whole Walking Dead.
I want the whole Walking Dead Ted too. Ooh. But we're getting our wish, Joe. And The Walking Dead's coming to an end pretty soon. This isn't quite the
I'll never get the last fucking 16 hours, 14 hours of my life back, Phil.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm holding you hostage.
And that multiplies by like a 4. By 4.
Oh, with doing the show afterwards?
With doing the show afterwards. Like, are you kidding me? We're talking about
I forgot what we missed with
the 2 days.
With the Carol situation. Carol is stealing stuff to try to get Ezekiel pushed up on a operation list. On the surgical list, because right now he's number 107 or something. But we'll hear about all that stuff and more, Joe, because we're not done. We could end here. We could end here. And
I think we've pretty much recapped the show, not maybe chronologically, but
no, we have. There's not much else to talk about.
Wait, some Ezekiel.
Oh, the wonderful bug.
Carol.
That's what I'm saying. The Ezekiel and Carol nothing burger, and then Ezekiel giving. Suddenly we're caring about.
He's not going to get operated on. He's going to die.
He's giving away his stuff. Of course he's going to die. That's what happens when a TV character gives away his stuff.
They're going to make special compensation to get them all on our side.
Because our team is
because it's okay if we subjugate all those other people as long as, Ezekiel gets surgery.
Because our team is special.
Because our team is special.
Our team is special. Our team is a team of Neos. We're a bunch of Neos. Okay, but Joe, I got to do it to you. Recap! I love how Joe went away. We got the recap. He's like, no. We just did it.
Oh, I thought we were done.
No. That's not the.
I thought that was it.
Joe, that's not the show yet. That's not the. I might take things a little early tonight, but that's not the show tonight. CJ, Carol will get Ezekiel moved up the list. That's her process. I think she is at least going to get it, but that might backfire on her, and I don't trust this guy. I don't know.
Of course, don't trust this guy.
I don't know his name. Well, I'm not sure.
Peachy.
We'll call him Peachy.
We'll call him Peachy. Because he was wearing that stupid peach fucking suit.
I know what Douche's name. Douche's name is Sebastian, and then what's
Seduction?
Seduction, and this is Pamela right here, or Barbara Cochran from Shark Tank. Is who she looks like to me. But it's so those are some of our new characters, and I know our head stormtrooper's name. It's just I'm blanking on it right now. Mercer. Yep. Okay, so we start up with Judith in full Muppet Babies, because this season is featuring Judith now, and we're in a haunted house. And the one thing I learned real quick with this haunted house situation it
was exactly like every haunted house you've ever been in. So as soon as it fucking opened up, you were like, "Are they in a haunted house?
Beyond that,
walking through a haunted house."
Beyond that, Joe, it also made me go, I feel just as much fear with them in the haunted house as I do in scenes with zombies. like I don't really feel any more or less danger for our main characters in the situation. It doesn't freaking matter. So we get Lance. Thank you everybody in the live chat. His name is Lance. It's Lance. Very easy to remember because
it was Mercer.
That no, not the stormtrooper, douche. The secretary of the whatever his the PR guy. The second in command. Yeah, Pinky. Pinky's name is Lance, which is very appropriate, as someone said. We'll talk a little bit about that at the end, John Haymaker, because I think Joe has watched a little bit of it. So we start off with the haunted house with Uncle Daryl, and it's done like Joe said. It's like a real haunted house. It's supposed to not be afraid, and Daryl's just like, stop it, whatever. He's like, dude, this is enough. And Daryl heads out, and they're enjoying a Halloween in the Commonwealth. Jerry's there. It's happy times. We go off to Carol's kitchen, and then we see text. For some reason, they're trying all these weird new time shifty moment things this season.
30 days later.
Yeah,
3 days later.
3 days later. 6 months later, just to kind of let's throw that in here now because we're awesome. And Daryl says Judith wants to go hang out with one of her friends. Daryl says go for it. Carol and Daryl talk about getting used to this new stuff and trying not to overanalyzing it, that it's a good place, that it's been here longer than we've been together. It's been here forever. So that's where we get some of our exposition, Joe, that this place has existed for a long time. This place has existed since the beginning of the apocalypse and has gathered most of the people. Like most of our survivors in a certain area have gravitated towards here. This is where I don't feel the scope. How many people are here, do you think?
I have no fucking clue. And if it's like, think about this. You live in and think about the town you grew up in.
Yep.
Okay. And think about how many times you really like. You might be a little different because of who your mom was specifically and family was. Yeah. But like, think about some of the like other kids you knew. How many times do you think they ever met any like town administrator or councilman or actual anybody from the town, right? Probably fucking never.
Ian, very true. Ian says it's a little early for next week's Halloween or next week's Christmas episode. Lizard says, in a haunted house, why were the kids hiding from the zombies when they were born in the apocalypse?
And these people have only been here for 30 days. If that place is that whatever, why would they be allowing these people into like governor event shit?
Yeah, very true.
Because they're the new arrivals, like that have been surviving. So,
they're the Neos, Joe. Again, they're
like,
the Neos.
Let's show them all the opulence we do, and then go put them in menial jobs.
The real YT says, how many years has it been since Rick left? I'd say about 2. It's hard to judge time in The Walking Dead, but I'm guessing like a couple of years since Rick has left. Maybe
5 years.
Oh no, they did that jump, right?
Yeah, like it's been like 6 years now, 7 years or some shit like that.
So Rick's long gone.
Yeah, Rick's been gone for years and years. Like Michonne's been gone for like a few years now.
Okay, so who's not gone is Carol and Daryl. They're here forever. Carol says, I don't know. Well, yeah, we see the contest, the costume contest, and someone wins 10 lottery tickets. Lottery tickets seems to be a big thing here to be able to go to the costume ball.
Oh my God! Right? They have a lottery. Was it to go to the ball? Or
yeah, because we see the girl later at the ball, where it reminded me of like the Running Man, where here are our winners from last year. They just show this random person. Here's our lottery winner from last year. See, people win. She's had her first time at the ball. So there's a lot of goofy energy and smiles, and Carol is there's dancing, and I don't know, there's some shit. So we go off to Jerry and Ezekiel, and Carol can see Ezekiel not looking too healthy. So then we do our check-in. As Joe mentioned earlier, we get a lot of check-ins. We get our little quick check-in with Gabriel for the episode, as we see he's doing all right, as Rosita and Gabriel are mixing their work-life balance. And then we get Daryl and Rosita talking about their shitty housing because they're separate from everyone else because they're in the soldier training academy. So they're staying in barracks for a basic training situation, and they're joined the military group. So it seems like since our group has joined in these 30 days, they've each been placed into different jobs, like we saw with in fairness, the show did a decent enough job showing us what happened with Princess, Eugene, and Yumiko and how they decide where people are fit, so that we could have done this skip of time to go to the point where we're like, okay, here's where all of our people from our group have all fit in. Ezekiel's working with animals or running like a zoo or something like that. Jerry, I don't know what Jerry's doing. Daryl and Rosita are in the military. Magma, is that her name? Liquid Hot Magma is a waitress, and
right, her manga,
yeah, there. And what's her name? Yumiko is a socialite of some sort. So we that part of it,
they're all just fitting right back in, like, is no problem.
Yeah, exactly. They fit back into life.
Yeah.
So Daryl and Rosita,
mesmerized by ice cream.
That's what happens, Joe. I'm hungry already. Over to Ezekiel and Jerry doing some stuff, good stuff for good people, good times. Ezekiel gives Ezra, Jerry's kid, the leash of Shiva for the memory, Joe. Did you shed a tear for Shiva's memory, Joe?
Oh, is that what that was? That was the tiger's leash?
The tiger's leash, yeah.
I had no idea what the fuck it was, dude. I thought it was like a goat harness or some shit. I don't know.
And that's
zoo shit. Who the fuck cares?
And that's the problem.
Like, honestly, like, really fucking who the fuck cares? It's fucking stupid, dude. The whole fucking episode is stupid.
I'm sorry to make you painfully go over this again. CJ, I think Mercer will end up being a good guy. He seems irritates. I agree, CJ. I think Mercer is going to end up being a good guy. It was like the Met Gala, irritated by Sebastian, totally irritated by Sebastian, and the whole being famous kind of vibe. He didn't dig it. Don't you think Eugene was in this episode? I don't think Eugene was in this episode. It looks like next week's going to be a big Eugene episode, so he's somewhere in the shadows doing, I don't trust this place. Magma looked good in her serving outfit. I will not argue with that statement, Shock Boy. John Haymaker, this is making me totally want some ice cream right now. Okay, so Ezekiel starts giving shit away like, a dying person that knows he's dying. He's just giving the leash away, his most prized possession. And him and Jerry hug it out. Oh, the feelings. So we get to Carol. Carol gets in Ezekiel's face in the nicest way possible and says, what the fuck's your problem? Are you okay? Are you feeling okay? And you know what? I want to like the Carol scene that we're about to get into when Carol breaks into the hospital and steals people's keys. But, okay, we've seen that Carol is very useful skills-wise in zombie apocalypse, but they turn Carol into whatever they need her to be in whatever moment they need her to be. And in this episode...
she's an adept pickpocketer.
Right, yeah. Now she's like...
years.
Exactly. She's like...
She's years before her getting beaten, for years raising her daughter. She was some sort of pickpocketer in a previous life to the previous life of her last previous life. And certainly pickpocketing seemed like a great activity to work on, and all the downtime that she's had trying to just survive in the zombie fucking apocalypse. Hey, you mind if we just work on my pickpocketing technique, Daryl, for a while? I'll reach into your pocket, see what I can grab.
Exactly my point. She breaks in and she has skill set that has literally nothing to do with the skill set she would have gotten from surviving out in the zombie apocalypse, like pickpocketing, sliding,
living as an abused woman for however long.
Right, no place in her adult or post or pre-apocalypse life have we seen a situation where she has spy-like skills to steal people's keys like that subtly.
A whole keychain with multiple keys, right? Making no noise, with only like, hi, I'm a flower delivery person in the zombie apocalypse. Come to infiltrate the government building here.
It's a hospital.
Excuse me, whatever. It doesn't belong to the government.
But John Haymaker.
To that government.
John Haymaker says, but Carol has sticky fingers. Carol has sticky fingers, Joe.
Jesus fucking Christ! It's so stupid. It's so stupid, and it's like. It's just magical, dude.
And she does the Davos Columbo thing. Oh, I'm no big city lawyer, but oh shucks, I'm sorry I bumped into you. Oh, I'm sorry. It sucked. It just bothered me because
she knew exactly where she was going. She knew exactly what road she had to go break
everything.
into. exactly which room all the records are kept in, where she would find Ezekiel's records, which key on the fucking keychain it was, because that's so easy to figure out. Dude, I've worked at my work for 3 months. I use 3 fucking keys at that work. I use the same key for my office door every fucking day. It's the same key for the unit. It's the same key for almost fucking everything. And I still, about 15% of the time, choose the wrong fucking key first.
Atari Dad says, Phil, she practiced pickpocketing with Ezekiel during some weird roleplay sessions. You know he'd be into that. Okay, so that we'll use that as our head canon here. That her and Ezekiel used to play role-playing I'll pickpocket the leash out of your pocket games or something.
Yeah.
Tom P says, do y'all think that some of these characters will survive until the end? Will this show remember what it used to be and actually kill some?
No, it's so stupid. It can never remember what it used to be because Frank Darabont is what it used to be.
But beyond that, Joe, the essence of Tom's question, will they do a bloodbath by the end of the series and clear the decks to a certain extent? Or will the show end with most of our A-team still alive? Like, will Ezekiel, we know Carol and Daryl are going to
I hope they all fucking die. I hope they kill every single goddamn one of them.
And I hope they burn in hell. I agree.
Except Judith. I hope Judith is the only person left alive on the fucking planet just so she can be so fucking lonely that nobody left alive to love her.
I want to sound capture that one. Someone make sure you give me this. And remember, this is TV. This is a TV character. Joe, I'm gonna go get a drink and I'm gonna leave the camera on you after that for a statement. What happened to Joe's overlay? It magically disappeared. He can't see
It was magically delicious, my man.
Yeah, God.
That was just foolish shit, man. The whole thing was just, the whole episode was really crap. And really, if that's the question, honestly, yeah, I hope they all fucking die. That's the only way this show ends in a manner that's any bit fucking okay, is if every single fucking one of these cast members dies. Not just that. You know what they should do? They should have some fucking nut job set off a whole bunch of nukes, right? And all in the same week end the entire fucking franchise. Just end it all. Sunday night, Monday, whatever night the other ones fucking air. Just the same nuclear disaster happens on the same night in the same week, and all the fucking series that exist in this franchise, and be fucking done with it. Just done with it. The fucking rando goddamn burned guy from The Stand comes out and fucking just nukes the entire fucking planet with some government's old fucking arsenal somehow, and done. All franchises in the same week, the same series, just over. That's how I want it to fucking end.
Death. I declare your honor. Now, oh my God, him making the leash a part of it made things even weirder. Can't get that out of my head now. Tom says I do too. The leaked picture showed Daryl caroling Judith as she's injured. Monty says savage, Joe, but I also agree. It seems like other people want the ending of Judith being alone and sad. You sick motherfuckers, you. Everyone wants that ending of a sad death and horrible situation for Judith. No, Judith to be alive forever, thinking about.
I think actually my second.
No. I just want to add one other aspect. I want the last thing that Rick dies in her arms, saying, "I'm not your father. Your father was Shane." That's what I want. That's what I want Judith's last moment to be, and she has to live with that thought. Your father was Shane.
I think my second idea is actually probably brilliant, but they would never do it. They would never have the fucking balls to do it. But it might actually be a brilliant idea for an ending.
Here we go. Are you gonna tell us, or are you just gonna leave it like that? I did.
You were gone for it, man. You'll have to rewind and watch this shit.
I will. I do. I rewatch the show. I'll watch what you said. Okay, so
actually, I gave 2 brilliant endings for the show, both of which will satisfy probably 80% of the audience out there. Both of my endings that I just came up with right now, both of them would be perfect endings for it.
Joe has spoken. Okay, so Carol does her little Columbo spy tricks. The doctor catches her, it's Kumiko's brother, right? Was that Kumiko's brother that caught her?
Was it? Okay, I thought so. I was thinking it was. So like he got caught. Looks like we found out you're a doctor. Or I don't know, she ruined it.
Or was it a different dog? I don't know. Was it him?
I have no idea. It's been so long since we saw him.
We see him. Do you know what's awful, Joe? Is we see him later in the episode at the gala, and I still don't know if it was him. I had my phone out for half the episode, Phil, because it was really fucking boring. I was really fucking annoyed that like, dude, I watched
the characters they chose to do what they did with to come here and fall in line. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, none of that makes any sense to me whatsoever.
Joe, I am having trouble being positive tonight, and you know it's hard. Okay, so the doctor catches her and is like, "What are you doing here? And what number?"
Probably.
No.
They've already screwed up the ending. This whole thing, these last 2 seasons, they knew this shit was ending. It's already been screwed up.
Well, I think they're just...
It's a dumpster scene.
Realistically, I think they're just banking on the Andrew Lincoln to come back for the final 8 episodes at this point. Lizard said, yeah, okay, it was Yumiko's brother. It was him, Atari Dad says. CJ says, a perfect circle. Judith MP3 that I want to listen to it. Okay, so the doctor catches is like, what are you here for? Ezekiel, what number is he? He's number 147. And he says that's going to be too long. Does he know that? He knows he's in trouble, but he doesn't know he's not going to make it in the surgery list. So she says, how can he magically jump the order? And then the doctor gives that important piece of information.
That rich people get privileges.
Oh, no. What he said was that, yeah. But what he said was Ezekiel's 147, unless he's magically jumping in the order, giving Carol the idea to do something to get him.
Unless rich people get, the elite people get special privileges. He could easily go up in the order if the right people decide he goes up in the order.
Which sends Carol off to Lance one ball over there to figure things out.
Get them up in the order, please.
So we go off to our training session with our stormtroopers in Mercer. Probably, and I know... I'm picking through Poopy to try to find something that I can eat here. Probably the better section of the episode, because at least it had a point in the sense of showing Daryl, even if it wasn't depicted perfect on screen in the way that the choreography was, in the sense like we were supposed to see that Rosita and her teammate understood teamwork better than Daryl did. And Daryl worked on his own, but it seemed like they were both sort of fighting in the same way. It wasn't...
They all did the exact same thing in both those fucking houses. There's no difference. One of them
did.
Had a knife. Only Daryl actually did something when he didn't have the knife on him. The other guy that was with him just did what Daryl said and ran on by to the next one, which was totally fine. If this is a speed thing, I get the first one. Here's the next one.
No, it wasn't a speed. It wasn't speed.
It was a speed thing.
It was a team. Oh, it was a teamwork thing, though.
First team to beat to go kill the red zombie wins. That's what they were racing the other team. So it was speed and teamwork. So Daryl was like, I'll work with my hands. You work with the knife. I'll take out the first one. You just move past, get the next one. We'll leapfrog and move through the house. This dude just fucking stood there and did nothing. Daryl had to yell at him to get going, and then couldn't kill the fucking one zombie he got tangled up with because he's fucking incompetent and incapable. And these are the fucking people, just like the one that Princess beat up that ends up going all fucking
we'll talk about him a little bit later. So Joe, what did you think of the amazing editing in this scene, though? Don't you think it was? Don't you think it was
editing in this scene? The editing in this scene. What scene are we talking about?
I'm kidding.
I'm talking in more broad strokes, but
I'm kidding. We want a recap of Joe's ending. Oh, okay, so I read editing. We see the wonderful Jackie C in the live chat. Great to see Jackie C tonight. Talk about Judith got a picture book thing called "Things Rich Kids Have You Never Will." Chalk boy, making sense is optional. Since it's a negative night, at least Carol didn't take out the other 146 before Ezekiel. Honestly, Lizard, that was my first thought of what Carol was going to do, that she was going to assassinate the other 140. She was going to find the list and then go, John Smith, you have failed this Commonwealth, and kill each one of them one at a time. Tom P., but that would have been a far more interesting show. At this point in the comics, it was down to Rick, Michonne, Carl, and Maggie. Most of these people quit. They could have at least kill one of the 10 made up for TV chicks who fight with slingshots. Jackie C., I never liked The Walking Dead. Honestly, Jackie C., you're not missing much, but it's great. Thank you so much for popping in the chat, whether you're a fan or not. We just enjoy the company of awesome people joining the dumpster fire of the sleeping dead right now. So, okay, after all of that, so basically the point of all of that scene, Joe made my point better than I did right there, but the point was, I don't mind what they were trying to do in that scene, but the choreography again this week, same as last week, was a fucking mess. You watch, and I know it's a different kind of choreography, but you watch something like Cobra Kai or something, which is fighting like. In this most recent season, the most recent season, the choreography improved from the previous seasons. The Walking Dead's been on 11 years, and they still have the same shit. Like, everything's rumbling around. Like, you're doing this final season. You want to set up a scene that show that Daryl's a shitty teammate? There's a way to do that. There's a way to do that.
He's a loner, that he's a solo actor and shit. Like, but he's not really. He does work well as a team. He just needs those team roles.
He just doesn't trust anybody. I don't trust anybody.
They didn't have like. Can we have a minute to talk about how we're going to go about doing this, please? This is the first time I've worked with the guy. You can't expect people to, like, you don't just be like, okay, you and you. It'd be nice if we all been trained in the same, like, technique of doing something or sweeping somewhere. But, like, this is the first time you're having me pair up with this guy. Can we have, like, a minute to talk?
Yeah.
Instead of just, like,
it's like if you're watching.
Get said, hey, you take the knife, go.
Dude, on Survivor, it's like, you guys got 5 minutes to strategize. Right?
Like, nope, doesn't exist here. We're not giving you 5 minutes. You won't have that much time in the wild. But wait a second, what are we doing right now? We're talking right now. We're not going to have time to talk before we go out there. So, like, when we're done here, we're going out there right now. Like, that's what we're doing. So we're not going to have any other kind of training.
So Joe, I don't.
This would go about being like training by saying, like, you want to discuss a plan before you go in with the guy that we team you with, especially if you haven't teamed with them before. Maybe that's a good idea. So go do that now, and then we'll go into the house. Okay. So when I said go, you all just failed by immedially just.
Joe, could you do me a favor and
Joe,
do me a favor and stop speaking logic. We need to go to kids picking out records. So we go to. No, you're fine. Keep going. So we go over to kids picking out records is our next scene. Sorry, I got to get rid of Barbara Cochran there. So we're with Judith and her new friend, and she doesn't have any cash. Princess is the record salesperson, and Judith's friend buys her records, and then Carol's being shady as fuck, trying to find Ezekiel way higher on the list again with finding a receipt. She somehow figures out. I didn't quite follow it. Joe, did you follow it? Or
did Judith ask for a receipt from the record?
Yeah, Judith asked for a receipt because she wanted to keep it as a memory. Is there anything to that, or was she being earnest?
I don't know. Don't you have the record as a memory? Maybe it's easy to carry the receipt around. Maybe she wanted to go return it because she saw a better record, like
maybe she wanted to
sell Muppet Babies.
Yeah, maybe she wanted to sell it to get some money. I don't know.
Like Muppets Takes Manhattan soundtrack or some shit.
I haven't seen that movie. I gotta watch that. Okay, so
don't. They're all awful, dude.
Oh, shut up now. Shut your whore mouth if you're gonna talk shit about the Muppets. So we get a military outing as some dude's being a dick, and Sebastian's being a dick as we're looking through the groups, and he's making fun. Sebastian's making fun of our group's weapons. I wasn't sure what he was doing at first as he was going through it, but basically that's what he was doing. He was looking at all of our team's weapons and saying, "Your weapons are pathetic." Yeah,
seduction.
Yes, seduction. I gotta pattern my voice to say seduction because that's good. So seduction there, which the watch. I know not as many people watch this as before, but I still bet someone from the Talking Dead's gonna be calling him seduction soon. Some intern's still watching, Joe. So dude's having trouble. Anyways, so the whining douche is mad at Daryl for saving him. I'm confused. Why was whiny douche mad at Daryl for saving him? Like, whiny douche was in trouble.
I didn't do it on my own, and my mommy saw you save me, and then she saw me give you a big shit moan about it. And now I'm even more of a douche. I don't know, because he's a fucking douche.
Okay.
And like, he was even a douche. Eugene saved him, and he was like, "You douche." Eugene saved this kid. Remember last season? Was that last season or was that this season? I don't even know. Eugene saved this
I love what the
fuck is he even doing there in the first place?
Old Tor
show off. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Old Tor 520 says, haven't watched the episode. Doesn't matter. Show's unspoilable at this point.
Right.
Great to see you. So whining douche is mad at him for so fucking reason. So then Cheech talks to Tin Cup and says, Tin Cup, you can't always go for the win. Tin Cup, you got to lay it up sometimes. Meaning you gotta be nice to the douche. You got to be nice to Don Johnson sometimes and get yourself on the tour, Tin Cup. And then Daryl goes home, and this is where we see the thing that Atari Dad, I believe, was talking about earlier. Daryl goes home and talks to Judith. Judith wants to stay here, so Daryl decides he's going to play the game and change it up from his usual tactics. And later on in the episode, when we get to that, that's why he makes the decision to let Sebastian Douche bring in the bad guy and take credit for it, so he gets points.
Daryl just should have killed everybody in that fucking hallway.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. Old school knife to the back of the head for that one for all.
Yep.
So we go off to Carol again.
TOBH.
Giving the main dude wine. So
okay.
It's been a while.
Hey.
Okay. So we go off to the Carol giving them
my spelling.
Hey, spell check has killed us all, Joe.
Yeah.
And then like text language where you like abbreviate everything, and spelling's even less important in the written word in the context of communication. Of course, letters and books and literary purposes is still very important. But in the sense of like the way people communicate now, it's abbreviations. You know, we're going to be in complete symbols. It's going to be that show Classic Concentration pretty soon, where was that the show with Trebek? Was that what it was called? It was a game show in the 80s where they basically showed pictures and you had to like figure out what they, be like a lamb and then a karate chop, like lamb chop. Oh, it's lamb chop. It would be pretty hard. But anyways, great.
All I know is that Daryl walked in and was like, "Give me the knife.
I want the knife.
Give me the knife,
please." So we go off to Carol giving Lance wine, and Lance is like, "Well,
you got the please,
please." The please is what makes it fun. I mean, so much of that's funny, but the please makes it like next level fucking funny. Please. So holy shit, we got Pale Horse Rider giving us the super chat donation, $9.99. Thank you so much for that super chat donation. Time to spin the wheel one more time. Let me see, where is it? Where is our press your luck music? No whammies for that. Gives us a little sticker dancing in the audience. Let's do this thing. Let's spin the wheel.
Spin it, baby. Spin it.
Oh, okay. I got the knife. I have to take a bite of a sandwich in a second here. So thank you so much for letting me take that bite of a sandwich that I will take in a moment. And thank you so much for that super chat sticker. It means the world to us. As it makes it even more fun. Thank you so much for the support. Cannot say enough.
Absolutely. Thank you, my man.
Okay, so we go off to Carol giving Lance the wine, and he's like, he's like, "Oh, how did you know I want the wine? I'm perceptive. Not only do I kill zombies and I'm a pickpocketer, I'm the world's greatest detective. Did you know that Carol was actually Batman? She is. So she gonna use this wine at his fancy pantsy party and see if the wine's a hit. And if the wine's a hit, Carol can go to the next step to try to get Ezekiel pushed up on the list. So we go off to the fancy pantsy party with Magna waitressing, and she gives Kumiko a dirty look, and her brother's there, and they have a weird dynamic. He hates it there, and he runs off. Then we see the douche dude with ragging on Daryl, and Rosita's like, he doesn't like you. Mercer comes in and gets a bigger chair than Lance, which pisses Lance off. So Lance is pissed off at Mercer that Mercer gets more attention in the whole organization. So Lance seems to just be a jealous motherfucker of everybody. He's jealous of Pamela. He's jealous of Mercer. He's jealous of everyone. He's the first one dead. He's dead. He's dead before this quarter of the season.
I don't know how he's lived this long, dude. Honestly, I don't know how anybody hasn't caved his fucking skull in. He runs around all over the place. There's plenty of opportunities, plenty of time. What does he really? Does he have guards that follow along with him?
He must.
If that's the kind of
he must have a hit squad.
Then like that right there again. That's sign number 2. You don't want to be here if there's that many people and that many people that want this ruling family to be killed. Like that's a good sign that. Not a good place to be. If he doesn't have that, then why hasn't this kid fucking skull been caved?
But ice cream, Joe.
Still,
ice cream.
Get ice cream when you're done caving the kid's skull in. In fact, you can say, "Look, I got his ice cream ticket too."
It's true.
The ice cream ticket you pulled out of his pocket before you went down there.
You could get extra
fucking lottery coupons you can pull off them.
Yeah, she needs. Oh, very good point, Chalk Boy. I didn't even think about that. She's showing him the flowers when Carol comes in. She's showing everyone the flowers to harken back to better days of The Walking Dead. So
that's a good point, Chalk Boy. Maybe that's some good foreshadow there. Carol with the flowers.
Yeah.
We've seen her with flowers since, though, right?
Many times, but I think this show became too aware of its cool things it did in its small heyday, and keeps making references to them instead of trying to create new moments. And I think that's the biggest problem a show can get into. Usually, it's a problem in sitcoms, and it can kind of be fought with sitcoms because you can create absurdity. Scrubs did it really well. How I Met Your Mother kind of did it well towards the end, where they sort of make fun of themselves. Frasier did it with Cheers, having like being able to be after Cheers. It could kind of make fun of some of the conventions that they fell in while still doing the same thing with like Niles' wife not being seen the same way Norm's wife wasn't being seen. They were still doing the same joke, but you would think that there was a lot of jokes that Frasier makes fun of stuff that they do on Cheers. But so shows need to kind of make fun of themselves if they continue the same style. The Walking Dead has not done that, and it's a shame. They lean into that sometimes, but then they go away from it and try to give us serious drama because somewhere along the way, The Walking Dead decided it wanted to be talked about in the same discussion as Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones or Better Call Saul or some of these other like deeper drama shows, instead of just being what it is, a fun, interesting psychological drama series that could have led into heavy action, heavy blood, heavy over the top. They don't have the
talent, dude. They don't have the talent. It's been evident since
Laverne and Shirley did it well too. Yeah.
A lot of people would say that it was evident well before, but it has been blatantly evident to everybody that has seen a single fucking scene since the dumpster, including the dumpster, that this show does not have the talent to pull anything off that you just said, Phil. They just don't. They just don't. They have taken what they all thought could have been, what we all thought could have been a franchise that lasted 2 decades or more on the top of the charts, and completely fucking crushed the main series, and none of the others are any fucking better. Like, they're not. The writing is just as fucking terrible. The everything about the acting is even worse than most of the acting on this show.
It's gotten really bad. It's gotten really even worse.
Don't have the talent.
Tracy G, and that's the problem, Joe, because they really are trying to do something beyond their skill set. It's like if I'm trying to go out and do ballroom dancing when I'm a clumsy mess. I'm not gonna do that, Joe. because you know how fucking clumsy and uncoordinated I am.
No,
I'm not gonna.
You may have been an extra in Bootmen, but you weren't going to be one of the dancing extras.
No, fuck no. I'm gonna be the dude that I'm gonna be living in a van down by the river and crashing through a wall and falling into it. You know, every time. Again, I won't bring up a play, but every time I ran up and down those stairs in that play you saw me in, I fell 3 or 4 times. I tripped and fell over myself because I'm a clumsy mess. So I don't do things that put myself in a situation. The Walking Dead can't do subtle drama, so they shouldn't try it. Tracy G in the live chat. There's another super chat donation. Thank you so much, Tracy G. Great to see you. I'm watching the episode now, and Carol's getting on my nerves. And they really are up here doing an escape room? Exactly. Carol has the superpowers. She suddenly has become a magic pickpocketer, and she's saying, fuck the other 100 and some odd people that are on that list that need surgery too, because, fuck all, Ezekiel is my friend, and I'm going to, forget that. Forget the fact that Carol's just saying, fuck all those other people. I'm going to manipulate the situation to put Ezekiel ahead of everybody because, we
matter more.
We matter more. Our characters are what matter more. And yes, the escape room thing that just basically showed just as much fear as we have when we see a main character right now with zombies. Nothing. So that's what we need to add. Iron Throne, you want to add to their do a stupid dance? Okay, we can
No. We want you to dance legit.
Dance legit.
And then therefore it will be stupid. If we know you're just doing a stupid dance, Phil, it's no fun.
Hey.
We want to actually see you dance.
Hey.
Do a TikTok dance.
I mean
a TikTok dance.
We'd have to have a
No. It should be on there that Phil puts out a TikTok video doing a TikTok dance challenge.
You're an asshole. No, but with Joe in it.
That should just be an automatic $50 donation.
Right. That's I was just gonna say, if someone wants me to do something that stupid, I will. That has to be a pretty big donation. Okay. Anyways, so when the whole suicide debate started, the two characters I don't care anymore. But Iron Throne and Joe need to stay away from each other. You two aren't allowed to talk. So. Okay, so but whatever. Mercer's heading in, and Princess flirts her way in there. Really kind of cool. I like the character Princess. She's another one of these characters that I generally like the actress's performance on screen, and she makes me smile. And in an episode that bored the shit out of me, I enjoyed seeing her again. It's been less is more with Princess, and we don't see her enough for me to be annoyed with her. And she was all right in this episode. She was all right.
She shows up. She shows up to the fucking gala with a fucking princess crown on.
Yup. No, she doesn't. She doesn't take that off at all. She's wearing it when she was.
I didn't even hear what she said. But even dude turned around and was like, "You want to translate whatever the fuck that was for me? Oh, you look good. Yeah. Okay, come on in with me. I'm lonely and bored, and you look fun. Oh God."
It was wonderful.
That fucking helped me. Even that's been in how many? That exact scene has been in how many fucking shows or movies? It's
The Walking Dead, less is more. That could be the whole subtitle of the entire Walking Dead. We've got AK watching the live chat. Great to see AK in the chat. Hope you're having a great weekend, my friend. So the dude at the door is being a douche, another douche for a second here, being like,
right. And even that
Mercer, there's a dress code. Were they talking about Mercer or Princess?
Princess. And how many things is that? This whole scene, how many fucking things has it been in that you've seen a million fucking times at the red carpet or at the line in the club? Dashing dude or woman pulls fucking subpar person out of line and makes doorman let them in with them. How many fucking shows? How many? I
don't know, but it hasn't happened to me in reality. I'm hanging out around expensive clubs all the time, and no one asks me in, Joe.
Countless fucking, and it's are you fucking kidding me? Walking Dead. This is your writing. These are the people you've decided to So I was watching an old episode of Matlock, or
no,
She Wrote
Columbo, because with Carol.
Columbo, and in all three of those in a row last night, I was watching, right, and like there was a red carpet scene where they pulled someone out and they went into like the place with them, or they were the one pulled out and brought in. We should do that. It totally worked.
No, and in the same episode,
hiring for fucking writers,
Joe.
Kidding me?
Writer, and in the same episode, Columbo bumped into a guy in the hospital and stole his keys. So we could have Carol do that.
No. It wasn't Columbo that time. It was definitely fucking
Matt.
She Wrote.
Was that an Angela Lansbury moment?
It was an Angela Lansbury. Thank you. It was an Angela. Angela's the one that did it. Carol, Angela. Yep.
Oh, excuse me, dearie.
Like just fucking. It would be more. It would. Honestly, if I saw fucking Angela do that in Murder, She Wrote, I would absolutely fucking believe it, because she had to learn how to do it to put it in a fucking book.
Oh my God!
So, are you kidding me? Like I would.
Joe, you started something horrible. Like
hands down, way over Carol doing it.
Joe, you started something horrible in the chat. People are suggesting TikTok dances for me. I don't like it. Pale Horse Rider, they ruin all the classics on purpose. I'm super convinced. Carol watches MacGyver. We have proof. Pale Horse, all by effing design. Okay, so Pam and Lance talk smack or flirt. I just don't know. I don't understand the Pam and Lance dynamic. Is he her Smithers? Is he her, like, but like they have a friendship? Like, are they Kai Wynn and Gul Dukat? Like, I don't.
Who's Lance?
Lance is our douche, or not our second in command guy. What'd you call him earlier? Pinky.
Oh, Peachy. Who's? Oh, Carol flirting with him afterwards.
Pam.
Pam?
Our Queen Pam.
Oh, what their deal is? Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
They have a weird flirty dynamic. So then we get Connie and Kelly through this episode. I wish I cared about them. I wish, because they both seem like interesting actors, but like they've been introduced so late into the show, and so little time is spent with them. Especially the reporter who disappeared for a long time and then showed up again. And there's so many characters, and they spot in. It was almost like, again, what you were saying earlier, Joe. We saw them doing reporting stuff just so we could have them in the episode doing something. And it just didn't make any.
Just like the Judith scenes.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're here. Hi, they're here. And I would have rather we had all this character development with her and Daryl for like a season and a half, and now they're in the same place at the same time. We've exercised Daryl's other girl that walked off. Like, let's connect them there and have them try to create a dynamic, maybe an interesting new kind of dynamic for Daryl could add to his whole trying to become a normal person and a good father for Judith and Judith's brother there. There's a whole other interesting things rather than just have her be like the reporter running around. I want
to say you're absolutely right, Phil. There are definitely other more interesting things for them to have done, but I can't say that, Phil. I'm sorry. If this were another show, maybe that would be a good point.
So your point is if they did it, it would have sucked anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter.
No, they just don't have anything interesting left to explore at this point. Really, like none of the character relationships are interesting. None of the new characters are interesting. Honestly, I don't think they know how to introduce a character into this show and make them dynamic at all. Therefore, they have no other interesting or dynamic things to go do or go show us. They can't even do the mundane shit well, like showing how you train people.
And that's the problem, Joe. And I would say it's a problem that The Walking Dead has had since
season 2.
Right, since that first group. Other than and that's the only reason that some of those characters I still cared about, because they did a decent job at the beginning introducing characters. But since then, it's like, here's this character, you should know them, instead of actually making introduction to him. We got Big Kev in the live chat. Hopefully he's running good at the table. Good to see Big Kev in the live motherfucking fucking chat.
You got through that whole fucking movie, Eternals? Oh my God.
I actually kind of liked her character in the Eternals too. Love the Marvel finally used the speedster properly. So Connie and Kelly, I wish I cared about them as they talked to Pam. Pam's dad was president. We talked about that a little bit earlier. We met last winter's douche nozzle, or we talked to the leader. So we see some shadiness with job changes. That's where we see the guy that Princess overpowered ended up being switched into a waiter. And he's trying to get a word with Governor Pamela there. So we have they unveil a painting. It's a big painting in a speech, and it's a big like blow your smoke up your own ass kind of speech. And we've created art again. And they bring out this painting, which I assume is of her father. And then the drunk waiter dude starts talking shit and goes all Joker and grabs a knife and puts a knife to a girl's throat and then runs off. And the little prick Seduction goes, "Go after him," like Joffrey. Like this kid could have played Joffrey. He's like, "Get after
Doesn't go
them."
after him himself.
No, he just yells, "Go after them."
Just screams, commands someone else to go do it.
Yep. In Tony pajamas, I can't wait for The Walking Dead to come to an end. Only watching because I made it this far. Sunk cost fallacy. We're doing it too. We're in this far. We have to finish. I don't think Joe would be finishing if we didn't do the show.
I chose poorly, man. I should have went with Vikings.
You'd be done by now. We would have been over, and I'd be here all alone, crying.
Ivar was just too much, though.
Really. And we got the Madman Marts in the live chat right now. Great to see Madman Marts in the live motherfucking chat. Everyone should check out the Madman on Twitch. Does some awesome streams over there. Lots of love to the Madman. So here we go. We have the painting, the speech. Little prick dude, go after him. Daryl's on it. He sees him. He goes into the little fun house area or the little haunted house area. He catches him, gets him out of there without violence. But then he decides to let Seduction there take him in. Joe, do you think, and we talked about this a little bit, you don't think Daryl made the right decision? Do you think Daryl should have just killed him and said, "Oh, other dude killed him," like killed the douche and then blamed it on
both of them? Killed both of them.
Say he killed Sebastian and I killed him.
Yep.
Yeah. That wouldn't have been a bad choice.
Sebastian tried to get the knife from him. Sebastian tried to talk him into giving him the knife.
Okay,
and he just didn't have it, and he stabbed Sebastian in the throat.
Let's play that out. Then the next thing that happens is we go into the trial of Daryl Dixon, which could be interesting.
No, because you don't. Well, maybe, or you just chalk it up to the hero Daryl Dixon.
Right, maybe, and then it would at least parallel like Rick with Porsche Dick from when they came to Alexandria as introducing themselves, which I thought was a better version of this episode, the introduction to Alexandria. Big Kev with the super chat donation. Gonna take a shot for you, Big Kev. Toast to Big Kev. Thank you so much, buddy. Hope all is well with you. Cheers, my friend. Big fucking Kev. This is his good poker. Okay, I should probably say this was the only good part of, or I should probably have said, Joe, it was the only good part of the movie. Madman's been playing Horizon Forbidden West. For anyone curious, seeing some of that, definitely check out the Madman over there on Twitch. So Daryl finds him and catches him, and they go out of there. They remove him. He shouts some lines. "There's thousands of us. We're badass. You have to be careful of us. We're the Sons of the Harpy. You won't take any of it." And this was very much a Sons of the Harpy kind of situation. So Carol watches the stormtroopers push the folks aside, and the douche guy comes out and says, "Carol, you've successfully achieved part 1 of the plan to get Ezekiel up on the donor or up on the operation list, and you will be my puppet now, Carol. And time for number 2." What do you think the second thing he wants Carol to do for him, Joe? Do you have any idea what nefarious thing he has in mind for Carol to do? I think you might be on to something, Joe. Any ideas?
I'm not sure.
Grab yourself a blow pop and have yourself some fun.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe yes. No, definitely not that. Bake cookies. Show him the flowers.
She's
already like seen one of her in this fucking place. She's already at the bakery. "I'm just a baker. That's what I'm a housewife. That's all I know.
I don't know anything. I'm so nice. Okay, so oh my god, Big Kev, 54 and Claire, it's fucking 20. It's snow. It's fucking heavy, fucking ridiculous snow that killed me on Friday. You've seen my.
It's okay. It's okay. Listen, in about 10 years, in the summer, we're gonna be like,
it's true.
It's 100 degrees here, and you're gonna be like, it's 147 degrees here, and in the winter, we're gonna be like, yeah, dude, it's like 60 and sunny, and you're gonna be like, it's like 90.
Tony Pajamas is absolutely.
We can't live in San Diego anymore.
Tony Pajamas is absolutely correct. A lot of stuff in this show is as subtle as a blunt tool, like blunt club to the head. All the class stuff is right on the nose. Sebastian is nothing more than rich kid stereotype. And then the song at the end, Eat the Rich, as we go into the situation, it's all being set up pretty damn obvious. So Rosita talks to Magna, tries to figure out more info about the guy because what's his name? Our stormtrooper guy, Mercer, tells her to go, kind of sends his people out to try to find out more information about why this happened. Ezekiel shows up at Carol's house and they get some good wine, good music, and they're talking about the party. And Ezekiel gives Carol another keepsake from the kid, and he's giving his shit away because he thinks he's gonna die. And they have some good wine. So now, for some reason, they pop up day 33 in the Commonwealth, and Judith and Daryl got new clothes. He's got his stormtrooper gear on. She's got a dress. They look official. She looks cute. Daryl got her a gift, a record player. They listen to rock and roll music of Eat the Rich, cut to montage. Nice editing in this montage. And then we go to... It was nice. They can edit music videos. Whoever
the entire last 15 episodes should just be montage.
And then just to end the episode, because this is the end of the episode, we get the stormtroopers busting through. Rosita finds a secret base that has a whole bunch of anti-Commonwealth, Sons of the Harpy, anti-Commonwealth propaganda, and she gets, as Angela King described, one of the single greatest acting experiences of all time, Rosita showing 7,000 different emotions in one moment, looking at all the stuff that, what have we gotten ourselves into? Could we be in trouble? What the fuck are we going to do? And that is the end of our episode, Joe. What do you think of this episode of The Walking Dead, Joe, compared to last week? Same shit.
Snowball continues to roll down the hill.
No better.
Roll down the hill.
What sucks, though, is I'm not putting words in your mouth to say that you thought season 10 was a slight improvement over the previous seasons before, even though we didn't talk about it quite as much with the whole Whisper story.
I thought there was like a couple of episodes in there that weren't complete shit fucking
biscuits
pipes, right? Like but no, as a whole, no, even just no.
Would The Walking Dead, if it had a iconic, really amazing series finale, save any credibility for you? If it ends, if I
told you the only two ways.
Everyone dying and Judith being alive, feeling shitty about herself.
Nobody left on the planet to love her.
But That's one. Judith all alone, feeling shitty about herself.
Yep. Number two is the complete all the entire franchise ends in the same week. All the different series, nuclear explosions at the end of it. Each and every single one of them decimating the entire. Everything is dead. Just some fucking, like, from the stand, fire a guy from the stand. Finds his way into a silo and knows what to do and does it. Everybody's gone. All the shows, all in the same week of TV, just done. Abruptly, out of fucking nowhere. No announcement for it. No teasing. No, like, this week we're going to be saying goodbye to all our members of the Walking Dead.
It was a weird way they ended it too. Like the episode ended really sort of abruptly and stupidly. And Tom P, that's because they needed to have room at the end of the episode to do what Dan and Dave had to do after every episode of the last couple of seasons of Game of Thrones too. They come out to tell you why it's good and what you missed. Because, and Angela Kang, if anyone ever watches this stuff.
That's what she does every fucking time.
Every time she's like, oh, if you couldn't see in this scene, Daryl is conflicted. If you didn't know, he's playing so many emotions all at once. And Norman is incredible when he's doing this thing. So we're going to tell you she's basically like telling you how to feel about the episode right there.
Because they can't get any of the other stars on to do it because they're out.
No, they're like, we're
done. They all stopped watching. They're like, dude, it just sucks. How are you still involved in it? Fucking, how is fucking game show dude still involved in that Talking Dead shit?
Because he's doing it at home.
I guess, right? You're throwing money at me to do it.
Dude, he could like
who's smoke, whose ass.
Yeah. it's hard.
Bend over, I am puckered.
Right. Oh, Joe, if they were paying us that salary, we'd love it every week.
Exactly.
Then we
love something. I will love that.
Then we come out with like voice changers and still do this show and be like, "Yes, I'm Bill the tissues guy, and this is Blow, and this is Blow Dirty Cocks, and we're here to talk about The Walking Dead."
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, that's our episode of The Walking Dead.
Thank God that's it.
There's not much else to talk about in this episode.
We talked about it all.
We did talk about it all. Next week's episode looks like it's going to be a Eugene-centric episode where we immediately start to break up consequences of the Commonwealth. Do you think the Commonwealth arc as a whole will be done for the most part by the end of this 8-episode section? Will we be introduced to some other thing, or is Commonwealth sort of our end game place?
Oh God, I don't know. I just already went over what the end is. Both of them. Both of the only endings that I'm. That's not what
I mean. So
are we done with the Commonwealth to go into the third of the final season?
Yes. I
don't know, and I don't care.
Is the end is the end of this season, this 8-episode season, what we eventually see? Because right now I know what we're gonna see.
As far as I'm, you know what should
happen? Is it gonna be the Maggie Daryl face off? Is that
gonna be the governor all over again? They're already calling her the governor, aren't they?
Oh no, she is the governor.
Didn't they do the governor shit? Didn't they do this in season 3? Wasn't this the prison versus the governor? Like with some of our members that are at least,
but they're doing it. They're
over there already. What's her name? And trying to talk in some sort of peace and get more people over. Like, it was stupid. This is stupid. They did this.
Oh no, they did it. But what the big possible situation is does this season end on the cliffhanger that we've already seen? Like that we're going to end the 6 months later when we see Daryl facing off at Alexandria with Maggie.
Probably. Who cares?
Like that's going to be the end.
They did 6 months in the future.
Right.
But that's the final. That's the start of the ending of the season of the season finale. That's the opening.
Right.
But really, it's all been part of a plan of theirs
for the conclusion
to go against the Commonwealth.
So it's an inside job. So Daryl's actually
why Daryl can.
So Daryl is a double agent right now.
Of course.
He's working for the good guys.
Yes, of course.
And when's Rick going to show up? We're
gonna get Ezekiel, his operation, and then we're all gonna get out of here.
And when's Rick going to show up?
I don't know. Never. I hope he doesn't. I hope he backs the fuck out.
He was seen in down where they were filming with.
I just wanted to go visit some friends to let them know it wasn't because of them. It was because of the others.
Shit! I meant to tell you this because I was doing a stream with Tony and he mentioned this. Fernandez T said, "Thank you to Joe for the 1883 recommendation. Salute."
That's good stuff, man. I'm glad you enjoyed it. seriously, tears, like, that shit makes me cry almost every fucking week, every episode. I'm like, oh my God.
Okay, speaking of things, and we're done with our Walking Dead discussion right now. Obviously, if you guys have any questions about The Walking Dead, we'll still answer it. We're going to be on for just a little while longer. I want to pick Joe's brain about something he started to watch that I haven't. A couple questions we asked. No spoilers right now, just immediate thoughts. Joe, you started to watch the Vikings spin-off series on Netflix. What are your opinions of it? Have you watched more than one episode, or did you watch one episode and you were done?
I watched 1.5 episodes, and then I would have finished that second episode, but I had to go to work. And as far as I'm concerned, I won't be putting it back on. It didn't capture me by 1.5 episodes. The first scene really just fucking sucked. Like, how many fucking pretty people are you gonna like throw in at us? Look at all our pretty people in, like, with perfect teeth. When has that island ever been known for good teeth? Anyway, that's a pet peeve of mine I just have for Hollywood in general. It has nothing to do with this show. People have nice teeth. I'm just jealous. Really, it just, nothing about it. They had to throw out Ragnar and Kattegat and Lagatha's name and Bjorn's name. Oh my God, they had to.
Did they mention them all?
They
mentioned them
all out there in case you didn't know. This is
a Viking show.
In case you just found us accidentally, this is definitely a Vikings show. Look, we know the people you know. It'll be followed from the same stories you know. It was actually really kind of, like, production-wise, it was more akin to like a couple of the older seasons, maybe, but like actually it.
No, I mean, it
picks up basically like you never stopped. If you didn't stop watching Vikings, if you liked Vikings all the way through,
I'm gonna still give it a shot. I was just curious if
you're not gonna not like this. The only way you're not gonna like it is if you had your fill with Vikings, you might end up watching this thinking, I've seen this.
Right. You don't like it because you didn't like Vikings post Ragnar anyway, and this is more the same for you. So
this is more.
So if someone was enjoying Vikings post Ragnar, they probably may enjoy it because to you it's pretty similar.
Right. And it really just seems like, wow, our viewership really fell off after Ragnar. We chose a horrible fucking cast to continue this show. Why don't we just scrap it and start again? Start with Leaf because nobody's watching anymore, or the viewership is just so low. But maybe with
you just hate you're an Ivar hater.
No, but seriously, that's honestly, when you watch that, have that thought in your mind, like they didn't just say, "Fuck it, we really fucked up with our casting. Let's just do the same thing with new people and in a little bit different time period." But basically the exact same fucking plot lines as you've already seen, because, that's what we're doing here. We're doing that thing. And so, like, really, with that thought in mind, you're going to watch it, Phil, and you'll absolutely see exactly what I'm saying.
No,
you might still like it. Like I said, if you liked Vikings post Ragnar and like, especially like a season after Ragnar is gone, when they really are doing the whole Ivar thing, if you were still into it and you still liked it, you're going to like this. I had no problem with like costume and set design.
Yeah, no, it looks great. It looks great from what I saw so far.
Pretty damn good, but honestly, it's just more of the same. I won't be finishing it.
Atari Dad says, you see the trailer for Moon Knight? Kind of look forward to seeing it. I did see the trailer. Does look pretty cool to me. I will be seeing it when it comes out. Does look a little bit darker. I do have a little bit of that fatigue for it all, but I'm probably more looking forward to Doctor Strange than anything for the next big superhero movie I'm looking forward to, because I enjoyed the first Doctor Strange movie. It gives you a little something different, and I'm curious to see the payoff that they've built up through WandaVision in the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen the Spider-Man movie yet. I'm after this round of what's his name, Boguy's series. I'm just done with all that Marvel shit. I'm done. I have no interest in that whole story anymore.
Bo
And
guy.
pretty much what killed it for me was actually the I think Atari mentioned it earlier, the Eternals movie. I watched about 45 minutes of that and I was like, this movie is absolute fucking dog shit.
I haven't seen it yet.
Period. Like, just straight fucking trash. And if this is the direction that they have decided to go, and I didn't even like 10 Rings that much. I thought it was like a retelling, cheaply done of that series on Netflix, which also really kind of sucked. But they changed some things and got some things more right, but still, it was almost the same exact fucking
Did you
shit.
hear that which is actually surprising to me, but I'm applauding Disney Plus for doing it. The Marvel Netflix series are moving to Disney Plus, unedited. Disney Plus is going to have those series on the Disney Plus service. I thought they were going to put them on Hulu, licensed under Disney, but no, they're putting them right on Disney Plus. They don't, so that gives me some hope for that future season of Daredevil if they're going to air the first 2 seasons on their platform, that they'll let the creators make the show that they want to make for a next season, or the Punisher as well is going to. The fucking Punisher is going to be on Disney Plus. So
they basically just threw a whole shitload at Netflix and said, we're buying the rights from you. And
no,
Netflix
they just they owned it. Netflix couldn't keep licensing it, I believe, because they couldn't make.
I know, but
they can't. I think the laws say something about because they took away the rights to make it, and they have to make it every 2 years or something. The rights went back to them, or it's some shit like that.
Oh, okay. Even still, like, just it'd be nice, but I'm just really kind of done with almost everything Disney has just really felt.
You're
just bad.
Right now. You're all over the DC fucking Xena boat right now. You're Xena or about John Cena. The
Cena. Oh, dude, that show was great. Invincible is great. The Boys is great. Peacemaker, right? Like, these 3 The Tick on Amazon Prime,
unfortunately canceled, but I hope we get more Tick someday.
These 4 series alone basically have after everything that, all the superhero movies and all from DC, Aquaman movie, Superman Batman movie, Justice League movie, all the fucking 20 years of Marvel movies and X-Men movies. Like, I'm done with that kind of, like, this is, like, this other stuff. These 4 other series
to me
are
it's
much better.
There are some things I'm sort of, and I agree for the most part, but I do enjoy any story with any character in from any place that is good, or that gives me what I want, even in the proper fan servicey way. Like I enjoyed the new Spider-Man movie in the same way I enjoyed Turtles Forever. Of seeing what you get to see in that movie. No spoilers here for people that don't see it. In the Doctor Strange movie, I'm interested to see the different versions of some of the characters that we might see. The potential of, like Tom Cruise playing Iron Man for a second, or you see Daniel Radcliffe playing Wolverine, maybe, or like some random shit that you might see in the Doctor Strange movie from a surrealist standpoint. So there's certain characters. I know I didn't love Hawkeye either. But I did enjoy most of WandaVision, and I did enjoy a lot of Loki. But
yeah, me too.
I thought both those series of the 4 Disney Plus series, I thought WandaVision until the end was really good, and I thought Loki was pretty good. I enjoyed Owen Wilson in it, and I think him and they had good chemistry, and I think that was just an interesting little cast. It's not groundbreaking. It's not on the same level as The Boys, Invincible, or
it's not worth it for me to have Disney Plus for those shows, and it's not worth it for me to stick around like in their streaming platform or give them any money to see any of their shit ever again. And I'm not just talking about that. Like, you want to throw out a new Pirates of the Caribbean movie? I know exactly what Disney is greenlighting for fucking everything. It's exactly what they've greenlit for everything in the last 10 fucking years, and it all sucks. It all really fucking sucks.
I don't think it all sucks, but I see what you're saying. I like I generally like the way that they handled the end of the initial Marvel arc. I like Endgame, and I liked fucking the one before that.
Yeah, no, like honestly,
I like what they did with Marvel, and
they were good. They were good movies. They were all good movies. They were like, it's just at this point, it's now all the fucking
right.
same.
And now it's fucking the cow as long as that they can keep getting milk.
Right. And the Star Wars shit.
No, fuck the Star Wars shit. All fucking suck. No, I'm with you. I'm with you with the Star Wars shit. Minus, and I know you minus first two seasons of Mandalorian that I actually liked, but until they. But other than that, I think everything Disney's done with Star Wars has been horseshit. But that
complete dog shit. Yeah, like and I see the Marvel shit basically going that way. The only thing they got going for him right now is what's his name is still heavily involved with it all. The
Feige,
him, but not him, but the singles.
Fucking Favreau. Yeah, Favreau's touching Disney all over the place. And they do have, it's going to be interesting to see what they let Ryan Reynolds get away with the R-rated Deadpool 3
movie. Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like that's
I'm even worried about that. Like,
and the new season of Daredevil that will be coming out. Those are the two things from Disney with that kind of shit that I'm looking most forward to, or through the Marvel thing, are those two things: Deadpool 3 and the new season of Daredevil. And I would just want to make sure that still has the edge and isn't having the right in the background there.
The end of the fuck is that guy? Hawkeye shit, dude. That they brought in
Kingpin.
Oh, it's fucking awesome. Like, so I don't want to say like it all sucked. It all fucking sucks. Like, really, it's just it's too much.
No, it is too much. It's bombardment of too much of a good thing, and it makes it less special. And it's you're working at the tasty pizza place, you're getting pizza every night, and it just doesn't taste the same anymore because you're getting too much of it. So you need to do something extra special to make it count, and that's where things like Invincible and The Boys and Peacemaker change the game a little bit and give you something a little bit. And I'll give Deadpool that as well, yep. And a few others that I don't want to get into arguments with you, but I think Spider-Man did it to a certain extent. I think Logan did it to a certain extent. Even though you can hate on that movie, it still broke some of those conventions a little bit. Days of Future Past did it a little bit too, where it just sort of was able to be a little bit more than the sum of its parts through some of the performances and some of the action, and bring itself outside of just being another cookie cutter superhero movie. I know you're not the biggest fan of Logan, but it's not a cookie cutter superhero movie. It's its unique sort of thing that tried something different with a character using some of the Old Man Logan story mixed with two, in my mind. I don't want to open a hard argument. Next thing I'm going to tell you how awesome Birdman was again. But Joe, once I start talking about Birdman, Joe goes away. So Madman says, I only really like the original Star Wars trilogy and The Mandalorian. I'm with you too. The only things from the main universe stuff that I like is that. I will also add I like a lot of the animated stuff and a lot of the video game stuff. But other than that, the other 6 movies, I don't really like any of them too much. I kind of like episode 3, and I kind of like the remake of episode 4 there. Loved
episode 1.
The Force Awakens.
Did we see that in the theater?
We saw it 3 times in the theater, Joe. We did love it when we saw it. I'll own it. I'll own it. A lot of people need to own that stuff. Phantom Menace was so wizard when I first saw it. That opening scene when they're breaking in with the lightsabers with Obi-Wan. I think at least the original ones, you had some better actors working on it.
No, it was also starving in the desert. Here's a saltine. Here's a shit cracker. Yeah, man, that's a Ritz.
Fernandez T says, Joe, why didn't you like Logan? It's been in fairness, it's probably been.
It's in the archives.
Right. We did an X-Men podcast. We'll pub one of our old shows. If you look on the channel and under like movie reviews or something like that, we did a rankings of the I think it was in 2019. Rankings of the X-Men movies, and I believe I had Logan like number 1 on mine, and Joe was like horseshit. We got into a big argument about it, so you can go back. You can go. We don't want to rehash an argument, but Joe's thoughts were more fresh at the time. Right now, he'd just be making shit up because it's probably been 5 million years since you've seen the movie. Probably
it's been at least 200 movies since I've seen the movie. So.
Jackie C says, I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet, Jackie C. Next, there'll be a Star Wars Marvel crossover to continue to milk the cow.
Yep.
Aren't you surprised? It might happen in Doctor Strange. Because we're going through a multiverse.
God.
He might flash into Star Wars universe for a second. It might happen. It might actually happen in Doctor Strange now that we got a multiverse type thing. I wouldn't be fucking surprised. The Disney multiverse. It's going to be like Space Jam 2. Joe, did you see Space Jam 2? That's exactly what you're talking about. I don't know if you.
I didn't even see Space Jam 1, dude.
Really? It's
really.
Bill Murray saving the Looney Tunes.
Dude.
Wonderful bug goes, what does Joe like? It's a good. But that's a question, and everyone wants to know the real question. Real question.
What did Joe think? What did Joe think? Was it good?
Joe likes a lot of things.
Joe, let's do it. Let's do a quick.
Joe likes things that don't suck.
Joe, let's do a quick game since we stopped talking about The Walking Dead so early. I feel like I can keep you a little longer here. So, what are 4 or 5 of your favorite movies of all time? Just a handful.
Well, the Princess Bride.
Princess Bride,
right?
Okay.
Best movie ever fucking made. Period. Hands down. It's got everything you could ever want in a movie. Right, and it does.
I don't know if it's the best movie of all time, but it's definitely one of my favorites. I'll agree with you on that.
Oh, Jesus!
It's hard to beat that. Fight Club. Okay, yeah, great movie.
That's one of my top movies.
Great movie. What's in the box? You're like,
yeah, no, 7 is okay, but it's not a top.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Definitely not a top movie.
I Might Chalk Boy. That's definitely on my list. Look at Iron Throne doing the work for us. In the if you want to see the 2-hour X-Men conversation, Iron Throne being an amazing mod right now, fucking pulling it out of the archives, taking Joe off the hook while he thinks about some more of his favorite movies of all time. Have fun storming the castle. Atari Dad says some of the stuff Joe likes legit surprises me, stinking over the fact that he likes the movie Maleficent. Joe's like, do I? Do I like that?
I'm not sure I even know that movie.
I think maybe at one point you started to talk. Anyways,
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. I think maybe
I barely remember it. Maybe I liked it.
I think you liked it, but I have a faint memory of you saying that. Okay, so we got The Princess Bride and Fight Club. 3 more, Joe. 3 more to fill out your top 5.
Oh, Jesus, I don't even know. Right. After those 2, it would really. I can't.
Shaolin Soccer. That's not fun.
Oh, but Kung Fu Hustle's really good.
Shaolin
Soccer is okay.
Braveheart. I know you really liked Braveheart at a point in time, maybe.
Braveheart. I was talking about Braveheart today. It's been all over the place.
Goodfellas, any of the mafia movies, like where do you stand? The Godfather.
God, no, Godfather isn't even a top 100.
Oh, you're fucking okay, whatever. Pulp Fiction.
It just isn't. It's just not. It like.
It
really
just
isn't.
is. It just is. It just is.
Oh yeah, so isn't Scarface, because
Scarface is no. Scarface is not. Scarface is not. Scarface is cheesy. Some of the music doesn't age well. It's not cinematic. I would not put Scarface as in my top 10 greatest movies of all time. The Godfather 1 and 2, I would, because structurally they are 2 of the greatest movies put together of all time. But we can agree to disagree on that one. But
definitely fucking do, because it's not even a top 100.
Okay, and I would put those 2 movies in my top 5. So I'd have to group both of them into one, so I don't take up 2 spots. That's how much I like the fucking Godfather. When I'm sick in bed, that's the movie I tune
Cool
on.
Hand Luke.
Cool, a great movie, great fucking movie.
Jesus, you know what? Maybe Slapshot.
Slapshot is a fun movie. Whoa, is the dog standing up behind me? Oh, there it is.
Old time hockey.
Training Day, great movie, Fernandez T.
Training Day is not. You don't know what it's like to get your shit pushed back.
Unforgiven is is a very well put together fucking movie. The Unforgiven, Die Hard 2, says Bodega Buds. We're talking about Fight Club, fucking horrible movie, but American History X is a really fucking amazing movie. Pretty much anything that Edward Norton did in a certain section of his career. I know it's a bomb, but one of my favorite movies of all time is Death to Smoochie. There was a series of Edward Norton movies.
That's a really good movie. Death to Smoochie.
It's an underrated movie. It's Dane DeVito directed it. Super underrated. Really fucking great movie. I know if we're just talking about comedy movies, less.
Yeah, I mean, you got the genre breakdown.
Good Morning Vietnam, I would say, would be towards the top of one of my lists of like comedian comedy.
See, as far as movies with Robin Williams, I'm not going to argue that maybe Good Morning Vietnam isn't a better movie, but I will argue I thought The World According to Garp was his best movie.
I thought that was some of early Leo's best acting too.
Leo?
I believe Leonardo DiCaprio's in that movie.
No.
The World According to Garp? Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
I believe he is.
God, no. Not even.
Should I bet?
Nope.
According to Garp.
That might have even been made before he was born, dude.
The World According to Garp? No.
Yeah, what are you thinking? Gilbert Grape?
Maybe. What am I thinking of?
No idea, but The Beach is probably one of his best movies.
I know you love The Beach. What movie am I thinking of? Because it's not The World. What the fuck?
What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Where he plays the.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Garp, Grape. I was getting confused.
Yeah, The World According to Garp has John Lithgow, has Robin Williams.
That's a great movie.
Has what's her name in it?
Ooh, my namesake of my podcast with Tony and Bridge, The Usual Suspects. Great movie, especially the first time you watch it.
Yeah,
it is. It definitely doesn't live up.
Natural Born Killers, The Usual Suspects. Pulp Fiction. Those were all great fucking movies.
What's your I think it's easier to do something like that. What is your favorite Tarantino movie? Is Pulp Fiction your favorite Tarantino movie? It's tough. He has a lot of movies I enjoy. But I would say I probably like Pulp Fiction or Jackie Brown the most of his films. I actually really like Jackie Brown.
I might like Django.
Django's a great fucking movie. Great fucking movie.
That might be my favorite of his movies. Did he do Inglourious Bastards?
Yes.
That's another one that's really fucking good.
Yeah. He hasn't really made too many bad movies.
But like those two in particular, like they more stand out to me as like more complete movies than say the Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is too. No, Pulp Fiction is fucking a great movie.
Right.
The way that whole thing.
It's all complete. It's more of a complete. Those other movies are more complete than Jackie Brown, and
yes.
In some of his middle section movies, he got to a better point. Did you hear that Tarantino wanted to direct a Star Trek movie and they wouldn't let him because he wanted to have too much control over it? They were like, if Quentin Tarantino, Ray, if someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes. If Quentin Tarantino comes and goes, I want to make a Star Trek movie, you let him do whatever the fuck he wants to do. Shut up, Kurtzman.
Yeah, because even if it like is something completely different, you just make it all right. That's just in a different universe. That's
and
all right.
Atari Dad, yes, I did. I took a couple of film study classes in college, so I watched a couple of Seven Samurais, I believe. I've seen that, and then there was another Kurosawa.
Yeah, everybody's seen that one.
But there was another one I saw. It was like Rain, or I forget what it was called, but I saw in my one of my film studies classes and stuff like that. But yeah, great filmmaker, amazing stuff. Obviously, highly influential to Lucas and many other people after that as well. But so much of that is hidden in forces. Influenced Kill Bill, great. Both Kill Bill 1 and 2.
Those are okay, but really they're kind of fucking like no. Those aren't even in the top 100 for me. Those are his worst movies.
So if you were, so they would be his worst movies for you.
And that's not to say they're like, when I say they're not even in top 100. When I say The Godfather isn't in the top 100 films, I'm not really saying that these two movies are bad movies.
No, you're just saying, like, with The Godfather, you're just saying you're wrong.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, you have it like in your top 5. You said.
Yeah, I would have The Godfather is probably like number 3 or 4.
There is so many fucking like those movies are great movies. There's thousands of fantastically great movies out there, and tens of thousands of. That was good. I enjoyed it. It entertained me. It got me off for the 2.5 hours. I forgot my life and enjoyed the popcorn I was eating. Right, like, and then there's hundreds of thousands of shit stacks out there. Right?
A lot of shit.
But like, honestly, those movies. They're not in my top 100, but I'm not saying they're not good movies. There's other movies that I probably enjoyed more.
Joe, that's what we're talking. We're cutting edges here of like talking about some of our favorite movies, the best.
Favorite is different
the
than
best.
What the society think is
right. We're talking a fine line between the two of them. Tom P says Quentin Tarantino apparently wants to make one more movie and retire, and he wanted to make it an R-rated Star Trek movie. I hadn't heard it was off the table just yet. It's not, but there is brick walls that keep happening because they're putting all these, they're like, you can't do this, you can't do that. And Tarantino's like, if I'm going to do this, you got to give me some sort of room to breathe here. What Tarantino should do is what BioWare did with Star Wars with Knights of the Old Republic. Have him make a fucking video game. Follow me here. I know Tarantino's never done anything like that before, but like Matt and Trey making the South Park games where they put so much of South Park into the game, have Tarantino make a Star Trek video game where they just let him do anything he fucking wants to do, make it like a role play kind of game.
Or you can make it like The Last of Us kind of like story.
Right, but if he wants to do Star Trek, like do like
no, that's what I'm saying. Like make it Star Trek, but like where it's got a linear story, where it's
exactly,
it's not like all over the place where go save my uncle. He went fishing and he hasn't
exactly. I know he would. I know he wouldn't ever do anything like that. But an interactive VR Quentin Tarantino written R-rated Star Trek experience for an hour, like an episode of that, like he made like
Telltale Games
would be like the most incredible fucking thing I ever played in my life, and it could stay away from Kurtzman's fucking canon. So let Tarantino do something like that. It's the medium of the future anyway in storytelling, some sort of video gamey kind of shit. So fucking let Tarantino do that, because they're never gonna let him make the Star Trek movie he wants to make because they have too many cooks with that shit. And I'd be very surprised if CBS, Paramount, and Kurtzman and teams let Tarantino show them up with a fucking R-rated Star Trek movie that fucking gets all these amazing ratings, because it would, because he'd make a good fucking movie. He said his story is inspired by the Star Trek The Next Generation episode Yesterday's Enterprise. And in Tarantino's voice, fuck all that JJ alternate universe bullshit. We're going to get back to Star Trek. Fucking Star Trek. In my really poor Tarantino impression. But that's basically what Tarantino said. And when Tarantino's going into the offices saying that to the people that wrote that bullshit, that's why this isn't working out right now. Tarantino's going in there, you wrote stupid shit and I want to correct it and make something good. And they're like, oh, well, I will. And that's why it's not happening yet. Because they're fucking pieces of shit. So we got Team America, fuck yeah. Princess Mononoke, great fucking movie. Tarantino likes to steal other movie ideas. He absolutely does, and he likes to admit it and say he did it in a certain way. To me, my favorite filmmaker of all time, and most of the movies on my top list would probably be Martin Scorsese films. If we're talking about more modern movies, not that modern, high on my list right now would be The Wolf of Wall Street. I really enjoyed that movie, the way it was directed, the way it was depicted, the acting in it. It's fucked up and shitty fucking people in it, but there's something about the way it was produced that I fucking like.
You know where the money came from, right?
The money for that movie?
Yeah.
Came from...
you should look that up. You should look up the backstory for that movie, Phil.
I mean, I know Jordan Belfort was in jail with Chong. I mean, and Chong gave me.
You should look at where the money came, like how that movie got made.
Okay, I will look up
like the backstory behind it. There's a lot that goes that.
Do you?
It's some fucked up shit. It's a
fucked up movie.
Fucked up shit.
It's a fucked up fucking movie.
And you're like, honestly, when you know
the story
how this movie ended up getting made, it's like, what the fuck?
Do you like the movie?
Yeah, the movie was good. I wouldn't put it like, oh my god, that was the best movie. It was good. Like it was good performances. They were top. I enjoyed it.
We got a couple of people saying They Live, great movie. Night of the Living Dead, Maltese Falcon. I think this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
That might actually be in my top 5 right there. There you go. That rounds out. That finishes off my top 5. They Live.
They Live. John Carpenter. We got The Postman Always Rings Twice. Hellboy. Predator. First Predator. Mannequin with Kim Cattrall.
Dude, I've seen that movie like 1,000 fucking times.
Oh, I love Mannequin. Hollywood's one of my favorite characters of all time. Made in the Abyss. Where's My Money from The Room? Sorry, I was trying to get everyone.
The Beast Within for horror movies.
Rushmore was a good movie. Someone said Rushmore in there. I definitely liked Rushmore. What do you think of what's this? The guy that makes these movies. The Royal Tenenbaums.
They're like, you've seen
Todd. Is it Todd Phillips?
Yeah, Royal Tenenbaums, The World Aquatic, the
Life Aquatic.
Yeah. No.
Do you like the movie? Do you like that guy? Do you like the movie?
Do I like that movie?
Yeah, you like that movie?
I liked that movie the first time. I have no need to ever see a single one of these guys' fucking movies again.
Is that his name? Am I messing? Is his name Todd? I don't know.
You know whose movies I actually like for some reason, but I hate the genre that they're usually in? Laz, what is it? Laz Berman?
Oh, Baz Luhrmann.
Baz Luhrmann. Yes.
Who does Strictly Ballroom, Romeo and Juliet, Moulin Rouge.
Dude, I fucking love his movies. Fucking hands down, I love his movies. I can't stand musicals.
And you're right, Atari Dad. I'm not the biggest anime fan, but I do like certain individual things like Spirited Away, and then more cheesy American-y kind of stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon. I know, like that kind of anime, or anime like Justice League, or even some part you could say that Invincible is a little bit anime type stuff. I just don't go deep with it in the way that some people do. But I've seen Princess Mononoke, and I definitely love Spirited Away. It's probably my favorite anime, which is kind of like the cheesy one to bring up, but I very much love this. I blame Joe's old roommate, not our friend Nick, Joe's old roommate, Nick, for destroying me for anime. Because when I was first introduced to it, he showed us the worst hentai bullshit that you've ever seen in your life. And it made me think that that's all it was. It was like the octopus thing with the penises, like raping everyone in town and shit. Like, it honestly threw me off for anime right from the beginning. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. Why am I watching this? He's like, no, dude. And this is how this kid talked. Listen, dude, no.
What are you talking about?
I was saying that your old roommate, Nick, is the reason why Nick.
Can we watch Fist of the North Star?
Nick, this is Nick. I'm slick. Nick the Dick.
You haven't seen this one. This
like
really
Joe
good.
lived with
the
this.
Nazis raped like 30.
It's the
dudes.
best anime ever. And honestly, like, sometimes it's the vehicle of which you're introduced to said
thing. Akira, dude,
it's the greatest thing ever.
I'll say this. We're making fun of the way this kid.
He's a good
spoke, but he was righteously. Him, his younger brother, and his younger sister and his mom and his dad. They were really good people.
I'm sure he still is. Very good people.
I really liked him.
Me too. I did too. But like the way he introduced us to anime really threw me off for it right from the beginning, and it was hard for me to come back.
He
from
was
that.
Huge into anime.
Right. So he was showing us deep.
In fact, his younger brother drew the flames for my first tattoo.
Totally, Joe. But the problem was he was so into it that when he was trying to show newcomers, he was showing us deep cuts that should have been saved for later.
Saved, yes.
He should have been showing us Spirited Away or some of the lighter shit that would have like brought us into this stuff, and then eventually showed us octopus raping town shit.
Well, to be fair, Phil, you should have already been exposed to some of the lighter shit with Robotech.
I mean, I was, but like,
and some of the other animes that had made its way to Saturday morning and stuff like that.
No, I mean, I was, but that's still different than true anime.
No.
It is in the sense,
not those early ones that he was showing us, like Fist of the North.
No, I'm saying like this. All that the stuff he was showing us was true. Like but when I went to like Anime Boston, where I worked press for a couple of years, like I would go into random screenings of stuff, and I'd be like, "Oh, this is awesome," and I'd be like, "Why did Nick show us this kind of stuff? Why do you show us?"
It wasn't around 20 years.
No, it was 20-year-old shit. They were showing like replays of older shit that wasn't hentai bullshit. Like I realized that Nick was only showing us hentai, and there's a difference.
I don't even know.
Hentai's the dirty, porny shit with the fucking like reaping tentacles crap that he'd show us every single time. Every time he put something on, it was some disgusting, fucking horrible, gross shit. It's not when it was released. He didn't show us like spiritual, weird, or funny comedy stuff that exists that would have brought us in. He showed us weird, crazy, sketchy, fucking faces of death shit.
I can't argue.
Yeah, exactly, because it's the truth. I know when Joe.
But what I was saying is, you should have already been exposed to the regular shit because of Robotech. You should have already been indoctrinated.
Fair, Joe. Fair. Anyways, everyone, we're gonna start to wrap this up. We could keep talking all night. As you can tell, we're having a lot more fun talking about other stuff rather than The Walking Dead. So, but this episode of The Walking Dead didn't give us much to kind of dig into. Fucking Speed Racer. So
not at all.
We'll take a couple more.
Speed Racer.
The new West Side Story. That was pretty good. I saw the new West Side Story. Wes Anderson. Thank you, John Haymaker. The new Mad Max. I enjoyed the new Mad Max. I like Tom Hardy, and I generally like most things he does. So I like following him through that. Did you see the two Venom movies with Tom Hardy, Joe?
Yeah, they were great.
Yeah, I like them. I actually really like them too. They're fucking trash. They're like Nick Cage level trash, but they're good trash.
Tom Hardy was great in those movies.
Yeah, he's a treasure as an actor. I definitely.
That's one of my favorite performances from Tom Hardy. Runner up to that has to be Warriors.
Warriors is great. Have you ever seen Bronson? I mentioned Bronson a lot. You should watch Bronson. He plays a I think it's a biography of some sort. He plays a dude in prison that like fights all the time. He has a mustache in it. He's super built in it, and he's like it's a really fucked up. I can't even explain it. It's one of those like fucked up, surreal but fun kind of movies.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, and I've also coming up next week. I am going to start doing a recap with Tony Teflon on his channel, so make sure you're subscribed to Teflon TV. I'm going to be talking about the new Apple. What's the Apple program called? Apple TV series Severance. I watched the first two episodes. I haven't watched the third episode yet. I'll save my thoughts for that. But it's the new Ben Stiller produced series with a really star-studded cast. If you like Ben Stiller stuff, it's worth watching. Tony and I are going to be talking about it every week over there on Tony's channel. So make sure you're subscribed to Teflon TV for that fun over there. But yes, Severance, John Turturro's in it, Christopher Walken, Patricia Arquette, a couple of other people here and there, but it's got a really star-studded cast. It's very spacey, dreamy, and got that Ben Stiller pedigree to it a little bit as well. So Definitely check that out. But Joe and I will be back next week to talk more Walking Disaster and proceed our way through this final season. I will also be on Twitch, Phil the Issues Guy, streaming some Elder Ring for Elden. Is it Elder or Elden Ring?
Elden Ring.
Elden Ring.
So I've heard quite a bit about this game.
Yeah. You have. There's a lot of positive energy going on about the game.
You chose the samurai, Phil.
For starters, yes, I've chose the samurai build.
Yeah, so I was reading a little bit about the builds.
I heard it's the best starter. I heard it's the best start. One of the good starter builds for someone that's inexperienced to the Dark Souls series, which I am inexperienced.
And what's the game compared to most?
For me,
the previous game you've played, yes.
It feels the most like Breath of the Wild so far, a little bit like the Zelda game.
Okay, I've never played it.
Yeah, to me, it feels a little bit like a Zelda game so far. The way I'm starting out, but a little bit
like a Zelda game,
like a Zelda game mixed with a little bit of Elder Scrollsy vibe. Toy Story is a really great movie. For those animated movies, I would say Toy Story 1 and 3 are some of the best shit ever, especially Toy Story 3. I think Toy Story 3 is a very amazing movie. Thank you for Hernandez T. Have a good night. But I will be on soon doing some streaming. I think maybe tomorrow night. If not, I will be on Thursday evening doing some streamings with some Elden Ring. I also am doing a new Beatles podcast with one of my teachers from high school, which is really fun. Weekly, or it's going to be like a 4-part podcast. It's The Beatlemaniacs on YouTube. If you just search The Beatlemaniacs, you can find that. We've done 1 episode so far, recording our 2nd episode this week. So definitely check that out if you're curious and you want to hear some babbling about 4 Beatlemaniacs talking random Beatles stories. So Elden Ring is going to be hell, Phil. It is. I'm not up to it. I haven't played a Dark Souls game, so this is going to be a fucking disaster area watching me stream this game. But so everyone, take care. Definitely check us out.
Yeah, man.
And if you haven't already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share our channel with a friend. We'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.